Hello, my name is Brooks Swiffle, and today I'm going to be talking about our final project report called Steam's Hidden Gems. My group mates were Josh Aberjano, Kyle Barnett, Corey Sorrell, and Connor Warming. I'm going to be talking about our project's purpose, our dataset, the tools we used, our analysis, and the conclusion we came to. So the purpose of our project was to analyze game data from Steam. Specifically, wanted to know if there were games on Steam that had a high user rating, but also had a low cost. And we refer to these games as hidden gems. And we wanted to go about finding this out through clustering analysis. So what is a hidden gem? So a hidden gem is a game that is low in cost, but has a high proportion of positive reviews. And we define user rating to be positive reviews over total reviews. So that data set we used was called 93182 Steam Games. It's an existing pre-cleaned data set from Kaggle, was created by Joachim Arvidsson, and contains over 90,000 unique Steam games. So while the data was pre-cleaned, we did have to do additional cleaning to eliminate games with no user reviews, to eliminate inappropriate games had inappropriate genres associated with it, and also to eliminate games that had inappropriate user uploaded tags associated with it. So we use several Python libraries in our project, such as NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn, Seaborn, and Matplot library. So we use NumPy and Pandas to import our data and clean it, and we use scikit-learn to do our clustering analysis. And then we use Seaborn and Matplotlib to do our visualizations. And then we're moving on to visualizations. So this is the first visualization. It is a PCA visualization showing each cluster, as you can see. The next visualization we have is a bar plot showing average price by cluster. So as you can see, cluster 2 has the highest price associated with it. Next, we have average review rating by cluster. So we can see that clusters 1 and 3 have the highest reviews, and cluster 2 is pretty high as well. Next, we're going to focus on an individual PCA of cluster 3. And this really illustrates just how good the ratings were for cluster 3. And as you can see, they're also very cheap. Moving on to analysis. So we focused our analysis on contrasting clusters. And specifically, 2 clusters stood out to us. There was cluster 2. These games had good ratings, but were kind of pricey. However, cluster 3 had the highest ratings of our data set and were fairly cheap. We also noticed there was a lot of indie games across all clusters. So this kind of reinforces the idea that smaller studios can produce good games. And based on the cluster analysis, we saw that the best value games come from cluster 3 because they balance affordability and high player satisfaction. And as a recap, we used k-means clustering to group games based on their genre profiles, prices, and ratings. So the conclusion, our final takeaway is that hidden gems exist. They are affordable yet highly rated, and those games fall into cluster 3. Some of these games were as cheap as $7 and had exceptional ratings. A few limitations of our project includes we didn't account for playtime, engagement metrics, or review content. Also, regional pricing wasn't considered, meaning affordability varies. And then in the future, I think we can include factors such as playtime analysis and price tracking. And that's it. Thank you so much.